The main interface of the device first introduces. The upper right corner is battery power. Let's start over. The upper right corner of the device shows battery power. The network port connection status. Whether the SD card is inserted. The middle is the system time and date. Below are IP camera, analog camera, all functions, and my applications. The lower toolbar can be dragged by long press. Applications in all applications. You can also long press the pattern to place it in the common toolbar. The lower toolbar can hold up to 6 common apps. Click the triangle in the lower right corner. You can enter the System Settings interface, which includes our system settings and recommended applications. The network camera function. The network camera function includes various apps. The first one is OTDR. OTDR is mainly for fiber optics testing. In this function, you can click Settings, set OTDR test parameters, where you can save data and import data. If you don't understand SYR image, you can click the world map to display graphically. Below is our light source function. It can turn on the light source. Below is the generation of test reports. Click to generate the test report. IP camera. This function mainly includes Smart IPC function, IP detection function, and one-click video. These 3 functions. It can automatically change the device IP to the same network segment as the camera without manual operation. Let's click on the IP. The IP detection function as an example. After clicking, it can automatically change the device's IP to the same network segment as the camera and automatically search for cameras in the same subnet. When it is found, it will automatically jump to ONVIF. Smart IPC function. In this function, connect the network cameras we need. And you can enter the ping command, username, password, and other information to log in. It is used to identify and activate the camera. Some cameras also support brute force password cracking. It should be noted that IPC network. The camera needs to be connected to the device's LAN port or connect to the device via wireless network. If you need to support PO, you need to turn on the PO power supply first. Then connect the camera's network cable to the device. Let's introduce it. Let's introduce the ONVIF and ONVIF functions. This function, the function of the fast ONVIF, it is mainly for us to quickly enter the camera. After entering, it will automatically scan the ONVIF cameras in the LAN. After scanning for 1 to 2 seconds, if it scans cameras that are not needed, you can directly enter. Click the left list to select different cameras. If you need to log in to a functioning camera, and password to log in. ONVIFs for function. This function can manage multiple network cameras in batches. Preview. All cameras should be in the same network segment. Same account and password. Up to 32 cameras can be played simultaneously. In the left list, you can select different cameras to switch. The multiple graphics on the right can be previewed separately. The bottom can select different preview forms. Let me briefly introduce it. An app for connecting cameras from multiple manufacturers. For different brands of cameras, we can click on the corresponding brand's camera app. to configure and connect. Here, we take Hikvision as an example. We can enter and see the relevant configuration. When the automatic scan cannot detect the camera, you can manually configure the corresponding IP sequence and perform corresponding activation and configuration. Here are integrated camera brands from multiple manufacturers. Click and configure manually according to your needs. Let's introduce the RTS player function. The player functions. This function can manually enter the R address to play. You can enter IP or select IP to automatically search and scan. After selection, it can support most manufacturers on the market to play. Video playback. The network tools have very rich functions. The first one is the IP scanning function. You can set the starting and ending addresses for scanning to perform IP scanning. After the scan is completed, all available IPs will be displayed below and displays cameras within the IP range. Cameras. If you click it, you can directly enter the fast ONVIF to watch. The P command tool can set to test the PIN command for IP. To determine whether the network is unobstructed, enter the target IP and set the number of times and the size of the transmission. Click Start to perform the ping command test. The network port flashing function. The network port flashing function requires a switch or server with network port flashing function to test. It is used to test whether the line is unobstructed and whether the server is working properly. CVBS analog video. After clicking, you can see various CVBS formats or high-definition signal input. Here we will simply use CVBS as an example. After entering, we can see this interface. If we connect the camera through the NC video cable to the input port of the device, we can directly see the camera image and take photos, recording, and pan-tilt operations. Here, the maximum resolution of AHD, TVI, CVI coaxial HD, which can support 8 MP3. Click All Applications to see that it also includes PSE voltage test. This function is used to test the power supply voltage and power line sequence connected to the PSE's network interface via the network cable. Note: do not turn on the PU power of the instrument itself. This test requires connecting the first network cable to connect to the PSE interface through the switch. The second one is connected to the LAN port of our device and connected to the camera. After connection, you can see the current PSE voltage test situation. Power management. Now let's explain the power management function. The power management function, which can set different power supply forms, including a 5V 2A USB power supply. This function is always on. We just need to connect the USB interface that needs power. Connect it to the 5V 2A DC USB interface to output the DC 12V output interface. It can output 12 volts and 3 amps. It can be used through the output interface below. 48V PO power supply. It can be output through the device's broken port. Let me introduce our S485 serial port tool. Click the serial port. We can use our S485 tools to receive and send data on the RS485 interface. And analysis. It can be used to analyze the pan-tilt protocol. Here, note that this function requires the use of our S485 cables. There is a positive and negative. Note the difference. Don't connect it wrong. File management. File Management Function. File Management Function is used to manage the files stored internally. Copy, move, rename, and other operations can be performed. When the device is connected to a local area network, you can also enable the FTP function to directly copy files on the computer without connecting to the SD card or network connection. No need to insert or remove the SD card. This remote function requires clicking FTP to turn on. Let's introduce the browser function. The browser function is consistent with and computer browsers, which allows users to directly access IP camera. You can enter the IP address in the address bar to log into the web page. All applications settings. The settings interface, where you can set the parameters and connections of the device. Here includes Ethernet network connection settings, wireless network connection, and hotspot activation. System date and time settings. Display settings. Sound settings and storage display. You can also set the system language. This function can be used to cast the screen on phones and computers. Automatic shutdown settings, device information, and other settings. Restore factory settings.